What's going on, everybody? Grady here for another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at this. This is the San Martin SN-0116G, and we're going to be answering one very important question. Should the big watch brands be scared of this thing? Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look. So first things first, we're going to go over some specifications here. So you're going to find a 39.5 millimeter case diameter, then a very slim 12.5 millimeter case thickness. It is 46.5 millimeters lug to lug, and you can see here drilled end links, which I think just make for a very easy strap change, and I think also aids in the appearance. Also going to find here is the 20 millimeter lug width here, finished with this absolutely stunning beads of rice bracelet, which is now really one of my favorites simply because of this brand. You're also going to find here things like a signed screw down crown with the San Martin logo, a piece of beautifully done domed sapphire crystal with a handsome amount of AR coating, a 24 click bidirectional GMT bezel, and since this is a GMT, it's powered by the Seiko NH34 movement, which has really been making waves in the watch world for offering affordable GMTs to the masses. Turning it over, you're going to find here just a simple sterile case back, but it is screwed down, so it aids in that 100 meters of water resistance. Looking to the clasp, fully milled with the signed San Martin logo. See here, very handsome finishing on the side here. Simple deployment with that milled section there. One of my favorite things about this watch overall, and I speak on this because I've been wearing this watch for about a week or so nonstop while I've been on vacation, has been the micro adjustment. So if you open up the clasp here, you can take a look, you'll see a little button on the back of the clasp. If you press that, it allows you to do on-the-fly adjustment for if your wrist is expanding, contracting due to the weather, which I was out in Arizona, and that happened a lot. If anyone has ever been out there, you'll find those temperatures can fluctuate so much. So having a watch that you can adjust on the fly like that, incredibly, incredibly handy, and really made me fall in love with this thing. And taking a look at it really quick. So if I pull it up here, once again, this is 39.5 millimeter case, and I'm on a 7.5 inch wrist. So I think it actually fits really, really nicely. Since it is thin, it has a nice profile, something that could slide under the cuff really easily. And I found that out over the trip here a lot. That beads of rice bracelet just hugs my wrist so well. And then if I ever find a situation where my wrist isn't sizing up to the bracelet, I can just press that button, pull it out, and then all of a sudden slide it back on. And I've got myself a little extra wiggle room to accommodate for that temperature. San Martin really truly has been making waves in the watch world, really because of their value and the level of finishing they offer for the price. This watch here, once again, all these amazing features, beautiful chamfered edges, great finishing here on the side of the case, domed sapphire, ceramic insert, beautiful beads of rice bracelet, that micro adjust, all for $270 was about what I paid for this thing. And I just don't think that there is a watch out there that offers this level of quality and finishing for the price. And with regards to all that, I'm not saying it's absolutely perfect because no watch ever is. One of the things I wanted to mention, just a little critique, if you look here on the seconds hand, you notice that red tip on the very edge there, and then you see the kind of counterbalance to that. In low light situations, whatever light is available will actually just grab that counterweight there, and that will be the only thing you can see. So that will actually look like the seconds hand. The little red tip completely disappears. And since this sticks out quite far, it looks like it's the actual seconds hand ticking around, but then as soon as you kind of bring it back into the light, you'll see that red tip, which I just thought was a little unusual. Just a little thing, maybe they shorten that up a little bit and maybe make the end of that a little bit more visible. And then the only other thing I could really find, because I took a while to sit there and figure this out of what is something they could improve on. And honestly, the only thing is, besides of course the seconds hand, was the clasp. So, well made, milled and everything. Love that. Beautifully finished. But for some reason I found when I was trying to size it up, there was something about the way it was catching right here on that. You might be able to hear it. There's that very satisfying snap, but you won't feel, obviously through the video, is the drag that comes from when you press it down and then when you open it back up, versus let's say you go to press it and you press the buttons, you depress them a little bit before you press it all the way in. It just creates a much more smooth and comfortable sort of click into it, which I understand that is completely nitpicking something that at this price point, because I know for a fact that there is no Seiko, Citizen, pick your big name brands that have this level of finishing quality overall. I'm just looking at, little things, little opportunities for the future. But the thickness is amazing. The finishing is absolutely stunning. I mean, this dial, although simple, they do make this in a bright blue with orange and all these great colors. But I think that the black with the red was just something kind of understated, comfortable, attractive, and a little bit vintage as well, since you have the unprotected crown there. This watch has really become one of my staple pieces to wear. I've got a lot of watches. I've had about nearly 100, through my collection in the last few years, buying and selling. And this is one that just made me go, wow, there is opportunity for something like this to really make some waves in the watch world. And it makes, in my opinion, these big brands should be a little concerned, because they're producing such high quality pieces for so little money. You just wonder, where does it all go? But let's hop back to the desk. All right, so that was a quick overview of the San Martin SN-0116G. I really do think this is something that these big brands should be scared of. The level of specifications, the level of finishing is just unmatched at this price point. And really, in my opinion, up to about $1,000 is what I see is when the finishing starts to compete with something like this. So I highly, highly recommend you take a look at the San Martin brand, specifically this version, and really explore and compare the watch world that we live in and see kind of what comes of it. Because yes, I totally recognize that there is brand history, value that comes from that. This is just a small brand that was based in China that's just been producing high quality pieces. But if you're just looking for something that's high quality and you're not really particularly stuck on the idea of having a brand specific thing on your wrist, this is something you should really, really consider. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope each and every one of you have a great rest of your day. Stay awesome.